Manifest Destiny. Would have been better if I had the map up when I said that. Here we go. Hit the lights, please. Very good, George. All right, so here's what's happening. Stay with me, okay? We are settling this. Did I say yes?
Yeah.
Jackson, Spain. Yep. We are settling this boundary. I can't reach it quite that high, but you with me? Except for, don't forget Oregon, still contested. So what we're doing is we're settling this and this. We're telling Europe to stay out with what doctrine? Monroe. And now we are going west. Because we already violated the Proclamation of 1763. We already have the Mississippi. We already bought Louisiana Territory. And now, once again, we are going westward. And this is all called what policy for the United States?
Manifest Destiny.
Manifest Destiny. Now, everybody on the same page. You see where we're going? Yeah. Well, we need to understand how this is all working together. Spain, Canada, British Canada, telling Europe to stay out. Now we can go this way. Okay? That's the key. That's what you understand. That's the whole concept here. Which is going to lead to significant fighting over what? New territory, Texas. Go ahead. Oregon, not really were able to solve that, but what big, let me be more specific, what big issue is going to become huge? Slavery. Are the states going to be slave states? Are they going to be free states? Because the next time this happens, you might not have one slave state and one free state like we did in the Missouri Compromise. And eventually this is going to boil over and we're going to have a war over this. Okay? But that's the key concept, and that's what you want to understand. We're moving westward. Okay? All right. So, Florida discussed that, and here's the big deal. Okay? Manifest Destiny. As you can see, the painting there, I mentioned this yesterday, certainly want you to be aware of that. Okay? What's going on in the painting? Let's talk about it again. What's going on here? What do you see happening? Look at the objects, look at the people. What's the deal? Aiden.
Yeah, the people expanding westward. I see some natives that are running away. There's bison in the background that are running away. There's an angel either coming on the ground or walking and going with the Americans.
Flying.
It looks like it's walking.
It does not look like
Flying.
Okay. Georgia, anything to add? Okay, well, what else do you see there? Yep. American system, yes. Bryson?
The canals.
Canals, yes. Eventually, we're going to have a gold rush going on. Okay, California. That's why the football team's called the 49ers. Okay. So again, want you to be very familiar with that painting. All right. So let's take a look at the quote of John O'Sullivan, who actually coined the term manifest destiny. Okay. He actually was the one that came up with the idea. All right. Maggie, please. And providence refers to God. Probably not the way we would talk today, but at that time, providence refers to God. That's why, if you notice, the P is capitalized. Okay? All right, underneath that, Gast, Thomas Gast, he's the one that actually painted this. Okay? And let's take a look there. Elle, please.
Gast portrays manifest destiny using the symbol Lady Liberty as an angelic looking woman floating above the landscape and guiding the American soul. She is an unstoppable force, just like America's destiny to expand.
And I think that last sentence is very important. Unstoppable, just like America's destiny. So what do you call this? Do we call this progress?
Yes.
And I think we also need to keep in mind this is going to create major issues for a lot of people. Okay, so we want to understand the other side of the discussion here. You know, it looks glamorous. You got an angel, but don't forget, people are losing their homeland. You got people on this painting that are terrified. Okay, something to keep in mind. All right, Jesse, will you read through this, please?
A journalist named John O'Sullivan put a name to the idea that helped pull many pioneers toward the Western frontier. Westward migration was an essential part of the Republican project, he argued, and it was America's manifest destiny to carry the great spirit of liberty to the edge of the continent, to overspread and to possess the whole of the land which Providence has given us. O'Sullivan wrote, "Survival of American freedom depended on it."
Okay, and that's pretty big. Those last couple words there. The survival of American freedom depended on it. And that's only going to continue. Okay. Okay. Once again, of course, you see the painting there. I think we get the idea. Okay. America's destiny to expand. As I stated before, if you look at that, America's destiny, but take notice, it doesn't really foster the idea of Native Americans. Okay. So I want you to think of the whole picture here. Okay. Okay. So the U.S. wanted to keep its sovereignty in the Americas. I want you to know that word, sovereignty. Definitely want you to know this. Sovereignty. All set? Okay, thank you. What does sovereignty mean? Just the way it's used. What do you think? What does sovereignty mean? You want to try? Bryson?
Isn't it like being independent or like alone, something like that?
I think you got the concept down. Amy, something you're going to add there?
Just like having control of.
Yeah, and I would agree. Sovereignty is like you own it. You're in charge. You're in control. Okay, could be standing independently. Yeah, I'll give you that. President Monroe was afraid European countries would take land and invade the Americas. What's that called once again? Monroe Doctrine, yes. Or we could definitely say colonization, yes. Colonization all over again. We don't want that. Bryson, beat Monroe.
I want European countries to stay out of here.
And don't forget to hit your nose. Okay.
Apple.
Moving right along here. Sarah, the bottom part there.
Actually written by John Quincy Adams, the Americans should be close to future European colonization and free from European interference in sovereign country affairs.
Now, we mentioned this last chapter, the Monroe Doctrine. I want you to know the Monroe Doctrine is kind of like a stop sign. All right, do not cross this line, stay out, etc. Okay? Now, the other side of this is that the United States says we're staying out of Europe also. And that, once again, pretty much lasted until World War I. Monroe Doctrine. Europe stays out. Gracie, will you read through that, please?
Monroe Doctrine, Europe, stay out. European powers should not pursue any future colonization in the Americas. The U.S. would not get involved in European affairs until World War I.
And I can't overemphasize this. I realize I'm probably sounding like a broken record. But I want you to understand, securing the border with Canada, getting Florida, telling Europe to stay out, and now we're moving west. And that's what you want to understand. Okay? Think about how all this is coming together here. Manifest destiny. And the Monroe Doctrine supports that. Okay, go into Canvas, please, for today. Okay, if you go to the videos, I said we'll take a look at them when we get to them in class. There's one that's 14 minutes. There's one that's 3. Here's what I want you to do. Go to the 14-minute one. Take a look at it. You are